Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Lorena Creole, of course, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis, and of course, bringing with me just a fat gamer, aka Fat Steven Seagal, here on the Lunch Table Show with the
Ah,
Lunch Table Show. Yeah, good seeing
uh, Thank you. It's a good day. I like to quickly. Can you share this quickly? Because I want to point this out before we get into our rant, so you don't get the brunt of
Okay,
it.
because we got a lot of ranting
I
to
want to call
do.
this right now: the Andor corpos are nothing more than obese Fifth Element security.
The fact that you put Fifth Element in there. Oh my gosh, you said Fifth Element. You know what I thought when I first saw this guy?
What?
I thought he was Baron Harkonnen's cousin.
Oh, what? The Fat Harkonnen? Oh my
Yes,
god! Yeah,
yes.
the
I thought he
outfits
was
are
gonna
bad.
fly. They're
I
horrible.
can you
They're horrible. I want to know.
Velcro. They love Velcro too much. There's
How
too much Velcro in class. I'm like, you're in the future. You're just like, you gotta go rock climbing with this fat kid and throw my apron because I'm gonna get a dentist extra. That I'm calling it right now. Tell me I'm not
consider
wrong.
no, you're not wrong. Considering how much this series costs, and this is,
How much
I
did it
got a
cost?
I got a huge bone to pick with Disney about this. Considering how much money you're spending, and I know the caliber of costumers and makeup artists that you have in LA, you could freaking do way better than this. You're just too cheap to do it.
It is, and we're back on. Wait, we're not on Tatooine this time though, are we?
No, we're
But
on
there's another planet with
some
sand.
some other. Oh God, really? Yeah, it's like dirt
Sand. All
and
they care about is sand. Everywhere, like you have all the planets under the world, and you choose another planet with sand. You know what you did? Know
zero.
what they did, right? They took the Zack Snyder Justice League
Uh-huh.
gray filter, and they put it over the Tatooine set, and they called it a different planet.
You know what? It's just lazy. I think they got a discount on the location shoot. I think that's what happened.
It's literally Fifth
Either
Element.
way, it's freaking horrible. I mean, look at the costume from the Fifth Element, and look at the costume from Andor. I mean, literally, again, you could pick up something that looked better from Party City or in the Halloween all aisle at Walmart or Target. That would look better.
Yeah, it's bad.
Get the well. Before we get started ranting and raving about Andor and of course
And
eventually She-Hulk
slash.
because as usual
I'm
Twitter
not.
gives
I
me a
stopped
lot of
watching it.
stuff
I
to
stopped.
do.
I can't. I stopped watching it.
That's okay. That's okay. You know what? I'm falling on the grenade for y'all for two reasons. One, they came after my tribe, known as the beauty influencers and feminine looking women. So that's one thing. And number two, they're coming after y'all.
Yeah, they are.
And
If you
that
don't like
crap
it,
cannot stand. So your girl has a lot of fun. I did in my video last night, even more, uh, throwing shade at these people for pulling that particular crap. And
oh,
I'm
don't
gonna
buy my
keep
books.
saying it because you know what? If you guys say it, they lose their crap on Twitter and call you man babies. If I say it, it's so quiet you can hear a rat peeing on cotton. Interesting, isn't it? Isn't it? Hmm. Let's see who we got in the chat here, sharing a lunch hour with us, or I think it's past tea time over the UK. UK, Rambam 3000 can let me know. Jester of Sin is waving and says hello. Well, hello. Good seeing you, Jester of
Stalker.
Sin, as always. As always. Is that one of your stalkers, Stephen?
Probably one of my stalkers. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's all right. That's all right. Long as they hit they hit the like button. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, as long as you get interaction on your channel, you don't care what kind of emotional damage they cause the other people. Yeah, okay.
Mm, you gotta hit Fat Steven.
Oh yeah, no, it's okay. I know him. He's good. I think he's gonna yell at me later, probably.
Zachariah 315 is here, channel member. Says howdy, y'all. Well, hello, and good to see you. Good to see you, my dear. And let's see, Rambam 3000 is in the chat. Abdor, I'm guessing that's misspelled on purpose. Being better than Kenobi wouldn't be hard. That's an interesting point. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show. Keely Chow is here, says, hey, everybody, good morning. Well, good morning to you. Good seeing you, good seeing you. And roll tide, of course, roll tide. And let's see, we also have, let's see what that Dylan C is in the chat. Dylan with that amazing, amazing avatar that I like. It just gives me Saturday morning cartoon vibes. I love it. I love it. Says, hey, Lorena. Hey, Steven. Well, good seeing you, Dylan. Glad you're here with us. We have Jacob Ironside who says, hello, Lorena Creole and Steven. Good seeing you, Jacob Ironside. And Darkwing Duck is here. I love that 90s Disney cartoons when they could actually do that stuff right. Says, afternoon, everybody. Well, afternoon to you too. You are. And the Rogue Attraction is here. Says, howdy. Well, good seeing you. Good seeing you. I saw you did a live stream from Halloween Horror Nights and it wasn't raining. So.
Oh. Sorry, something just came across my feed. Looks like someone just leaked the Wakanda Forever trailer.
Yeah.
From D23. Yeah.
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 Oh, I got to see that. I have to.
Oh, well, let's just say it opens up with, okay, I will say this right now for spoilers. Right now it opens up the way we saw Iron Man, where he's like sitting in the judicial court and they're doing the questioning. But instead, it has the representatives of Wakanda coming in, and it's just angry woman sitting there, with a scowl, and then they start going into the conversation. So it's like, we already know where they're delivering this.
Y'all might as well start super chatting me in advance for how much liquor it's going to take me to rant through this because I've got to do it. I've got to freaking do it. I can't let these people off the hook. I cannot let these people off the hook. I am more than willing to tear them a new one for so many reasons on this garbage. Ugh. Mike has bad knees. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Lorena. Just a fat gamer and chat. Well, good seeing you, Mike has bad knees. Love interacting with you over on Twitter, man. Got some great takes. Mike says they have no answers or response when you call them out, Lorena. It's hilarious. Yeah, they have nothing. They have nothing to say besides say, well, if you watch it, it just gives them views. I'm like, fool, I watch it to let other people know so they can make a decision whether or not to see it. That's how that works. But yeah, soon as I bring stuff up, and I'm going to show a tweet a little later on, we get into She-Hulk stuff where the person who posted it, she's got a lot to say to you, quote unquote, man babies.
She called insult. That's why you even saw my reply for that too.
They called, they call you incels, all of that, but I dropped something in. Any other woman drops something in disagreeing, all of a sudden it's crickets, It's interesting. They have nothing to say because they know what can they say? They can't defend that crap. Another woman calls them out on that crap. They can't say a freaking thing. Not an absolute freaking thing. I love it. I love it. It's making me drink a lot of wine, but you know what? I do it for y'all. I do it for y'all. Christian Delorme. I hope I said that right. Or is it Delorme? You gotta. I speak Louisiana Creole French.
I got it. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It says, bonjour, ma belle reine Creole. And Steven, this is getting to be a great weekly date for me. Oh, well, glad you are here. And
I'm going to give my thoughts quickly. You'll get the first premiere of this because I'll go over this trailer later. I will give this as much as people are like with the whole Chadwick Boseman after watching that. Wakanda Forever might be the only good Marvel film coming out this year. It actually looks promising after watching that.
They cannot afford to
mess
F up Wakanda Forever. They can F up Thor, Love and Thunder, which
it's a white guy. It's a bunch of white people. They don't care.
They really don't care.
No.
Straight white men. They don't freaking care. They'll screw it up. Wakanda Forever, they're not going to try to screw that up. And if people panic, there's one or two things. They'll say, oh, you either don't like black people or, well, we did our best. We tried to give representation. Shouldn't we get an A for effort when it comes to that? So, I believe it completely.
Yeah, this has promise.
Yeah. because it can't. With losing Chadwick, you cannot f this up. But some of them will actually try to. Nuanced Observer, hello. Says hello, everyone. We're good to see you. Good to see you with another one of my favorite avatars. I freaking love Deadpool. Let's see. Rambear 3000 is hoping his mouse behaves and stops jumping around like a flea on a hot griddle. Oh, you mean your computer mouse? Sometimes they can be a little touchy. Theme Park Casual says, "Hey kids, hello, hello, good to see you. Good to see you guys. As always, doing some great theme park streaming too as well. I got to check out Theme Park Casual's channel. Mike has bad news. Says share. Oh, I guess you're talking about the Wakanda Forever.
Disney would hit us so fast I can't do it, but I will try to do a review like 5-minute video later with a walkthrough of it. But let's say
Yeah.
they open up. I think it's going to open up with the trailer talking about the loss of the king, loss of their protector, and I think they're going on how they're going to have to come together to face whatever enemies come next because the Panther was their idol, right? So
yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. The music from the trailer, though, I'll say one thing. It went like from Lion. It had like a Lion King to Badass for Life kind of feel to it. I was just like, yeah. And there was explosions and fighting and spears and throats. And I'm not going any more into it.
Okay. At least there's that. But yeah, I'm on pretty good terms with Disney. You know, they don't mess with me.
D23 though, they will hit you, especially if it's like only for D23 trailers.
Yeah. That's pretty much no bueno. You can't. Nah,
yeah, that's why I'm surprised I got away with the pull my finger edit for Mandalorian, which was like 10 seconds long.
Christian Delorme says for 10 Canadian dollars. Wow, 10 loonies. 10 loonies to 10 loonies and 5 toonies. Thank you so very much. Says here's a Walmart box wine. Give Steven a free glasses.
I'm allergic to wine.
You said Delorme right. Second E silent. Oh, okay. Yay! I got that right.
I'll take like Labatt Blue or some Canadian, but I'm allergic to wine. I can't drink it. It's the grapes. But Christian's a good one. He's been around supporting channels. He was there when we were doing the convoy and stuff. And yeah, he's all over the place. So he's a good one. Truck driver, I believe, too.
Walmart. Yeah.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Bonjour, Christian. Ça va?
Ça va bien?
Ça va bien? Très bien. Comme ci, comme ça?
Qu'est-ce que tu parlais la toilette? Oh, wait. No, that's sorry. That's Louisiana.
Everyone's personal favorite. Tabernacle.
How you doing there, Cher? That's a favorite one to say. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'm gonna be drinking a whole lot of wine. Dylan C says the Reina, my character Soupy, is literally based on Disney, Looney Tunes, Don Bluth, and Scooby Doo. Okay, that's why I'm loving that so much. Awesome, I love that. Boosh McFadden in the chat says, what I keep hearing, it's better than Obi-Wan and Biff of Booger Fart.
No.
Not a high
No. It is bad. It is like watching one of those like 90s cheesy cop dramas with Star Wars outfit. It's no. And in that whatever that robot's name is, the Wall-E ripoff.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's Wall-E.
The same thing. Okay, so when we're talking spoilers too. I got to get this out.
I know that, Boosh. I'm Canadian.
The fact that as soon as you see that little Wall-E ripoff, because he's rolling through the trash too,
and the way he's
that's
talking,
the other thing, and the way that he talks, and the eyes, and then the little dog things come by. I said, "Yeah, it's gonna piss on it, isn't it?" And sure enough,
you knew right away. It was Wall-E. It was like Wall-E. Like if you actually, I'm gonna take the Wall-E and I'm gonna overlay it with the actual Wall-E audio with that droid.
Yeah,
like,
I would rather watch Wall-E. At least Wall-E in the beginning, it was cute, and you felt for him. You really did. Not this one.
They made B whatever it is. You know, from the Rogue One. Now we have the prison droid. They were trying to give the same type of personality, but to a cuter droid. Like it was very dismissive. It didn't care what Andor said. It was the same shit. Sorry, shoot, but it didn't work.
It's marketing. because you're going to see this little droid show up at the Disney parks sooner rather than later. Nuanced Observer says, but why are we
Don't.
supposed to give it a chance? They have shown us that they are not worth our money and time. You're absolutely
You
right.
don't.
Because when I hear people say, well, I don't want to watch it anymore, I'm not freaking watching Disney Star Wars. I'm like, don't be sorry. It's their fault. Your time is worth it to you. And you decide what you want to spend your time on and what you don't want to spend your time on. So if it's just like, I don't want to spend my time on this crap, that's perfectly fine because Disney poisoned that well first.
Mm-hmm.
Poisoned it and kept poisoning it. It wasn't like, we kind of screwed up. We're sorry, let's fix this and, start over again. Fans would forgive them for that if they continued in good faith, but they didn't. And they've just continued to crap on Star Wars and crap on Star Wars and crap on Star Wars. And it's kind of like I said on my Twitter, I said, I find if anything, Andor proves yet again, Disney Star Wars will go out of their way to do whatever it takes to make their original characters look good and do everything in their power to crap on the Lucas era characters.
See, the thing is like, I even told Lorena this backstage. If she didn't tell me we were talking about this today, I would have touched their 2 episodes. I didn't even get halfway through the first one. I was bored. I was like, I literally, you know what I did? I cheated. Before she told me, I watched half of that, and then I got a Discord message, and I switched to Netflix's Imperfects. I went through 5 to 6 episodes of Imperfects, and I totally forgot about Andor. It was either and or this, and I chose or this. It's
so boring. I mean, Mark with a C did a review, and the thumbnail, he's just snoring. I mean, it's the perfect capture of how I felt about this. I mean, episode 3, I was kind of like, oh, Stellan Skarsgård. Okay, I think I'll maybe wake up a little bit and and watch it. But it was I'm going to get through these comments before we have me on support. Says Darkwing Duck says, well, I appreciate you continuing to fall on the grenade for us because I can't take it anymore. You're very welcome, Darkwing Duck. I figure since I skipped Batwoman, I'm making up for it with
oh my god,
this other stuff. I couldn't do Batwoman. I could not. I could not.
Yeah.
I was going to turn into someone, didn't really want to watch on YouTube, actually.
And can I say one thing quickly to Nuanced Observer? I'm not going to ever tell anyone how to spend their money or not spend their money. If you've been burned, you don't have to give anyone any film chances. Honestly, don't. But what I'm saying is, just because I say things might have promise, a trailer is like a comic book cover. It could look great on the outside, and then it could be total turd on the inside. That's where I'm giving my perceptions on a trailer, not the actual movie. Because you're going to get those arguments with anything. Like, you just saw the trailer. You can't judge a whole show on the trailer. And then you get the other ones here. Let's look at Stranger Things release. With the Kenobi, they gave the 3 episodes or 2 episodes at that time. And then they tried to do that again here with the excuse of, like, you need to watch 3 episodes to get the kind of story we don't have. Like, we got to tell you how boring this other desert planet with more sand is. Alcohol doesn't fix the show.
No, it doesn't. And I was watching it early in the morning, which means it was too early to start drinking. Unless I was in Louisiana, and then I could have a wine with breakfast, as that is acceptable. Christian DeLore, thank you so much for your member chat. So the Suave Society says, Très bien, merci, Louisiana Creole, I understand. Yeah, we kind of put our own kind of strange regional twist on French. Boost McFadden, I enjoyed Black Panther. I sure as heck did too. I don't care what anyone says, but Wakanda Forever is going to be bad. I'm going to reserve judgment. If I was a betting person, I would bet that Wakanda Forever is going to be awful.
Yep.
But I want to see what they do. It's like, you prove me wrong, I'm perfectly well and capable of eating that. But considering the change of the guard from when Black Panther first came out to who's over it now, Ryan Coogler better not screw that up. And he better not cave. But I am betting that he will cave And it's sad because I really did like Black Panther. Black Panther, that movie just appealed to so many people, and it was wonderful seeing seeing that. It really really was.
I have a problem quickly. We have Andor on the screen, and I'm just remembering a previous comment. I'm not Latin or Latinx or Latino or any of that to be on a panel with you to review this show, as Twitter said.
Oh, that's okay.
You remember that?
You know what? You're okay. You're doing good. You know why?
Because I'm 2D and I'm not real.
No, because I have the Latina card, so you're covered. Okay. Which reminds me, that dude wound up deleting his freaking tweet.
Of course he did, because he looked like a moron. What he did is he prominently showed his racism towards white people and how he doesn't like white people on a panel reviewing a show. That falls under segregation, and you just showed yourself. That's what projection is. It's projection.
And this idiot, and a lot of people out there do this, and it's one of my biggest freaking pet peeves for clout. Latino is not a race, so stop doing that. Latino is an ethnicity. I'm Afro-Latina. I have cousins of mine who are Latino and Latina who are much lighter than me, some that are darker than me, some that are native. It's not a race. So quit freaking using that as a point to try and sell this darn show. Okay, number one. And the dude's mistake was saying basically, oh, it's a racial thing. So I replied to him. I said, no, it isn't. And if I disagree with you, does that make me racist? Crickets. Again, when you show these people for who they are, all of a sudden they get real quiet or go ahead and delete their stuff. I agree. Rogue Attraction. It's probably there when I go to build my droid. Although I don't want that one.
I've now appropriated enough culture.
Oh yeah, you got the hat.
I got the sombrero.
You got the sombrero. You got sombrero. You need the serape too. You need a fat Steven Seagal approved serape.
I have a Lego set that I'm working on right now. It's called the Latino X-Wing.
Oh my goodness. Why does that sound so like something Mexican Iron Man would say?
I actually came up with that, but that was like I liked it. It was like Latino X-Wing.
Nuance Observer says, yeah, I usually wait until all of your reviews to come out before I even invest the time and the money. Well, thank you, because that's why I'm willing to fall on this grenade, because I would rather save somebody money and time. That's a payoff. I really, really would. So I'm glad you guys do that, because I try to be as objective as freaking possible. The only person that I'm trying to please pretty much is me. So folks get benefits out of that. I appreciate that. So I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Let's see. Tried to watch Andor, but I agree with everybody. It's boring. Didn't make it out of episode 1. And Darkwing Duck, see, this is what I'm talking about. When people are like, oh, well, you have to, deal with the slow burn through episodes 1 and 2. It's just like, no. That's lousy storytelling.
It is.
That hook needs to be in the first episode, and it needs to be within the first act, because that's what the first act establishes for people who know about classical story writing and screenwriting and all that. That first act, its purpose is to set the stage, introduce the characters, introduce and set off the conflict. That's what it's supposed to clearly do. By the end of Act 1, you should know who's the antagonist, who's the protagonist, where is this all, taking place, and a good idea of what the end game is going to be.
The objective also is not to bore your audience in an hour. I'm sorry, if I am developing narcolepsy and I've just seen the opening credits, it's not a good show.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Disney sucks. You notice before Andor came out, did anyone else get these spam emails? Come back to Disney Plus, you can get 3 months for $1.99. Do you notice how they came out right before Andor?
Yes. Yep. That started to happen. One part of D23, because if I remember correctly, when Disney Plus was first launched, believe when it was. A lot of
Mando,
people
right?
paid for like the 2 year, 3 year deal or whatever.
Right.
I didn't because I'm like, I don't even freaking know what this is. But then you see the deals. Yeah, $1.99. Come back to Disney Plus. You can watch it for $1.99. Okay, so watch Andor for $1.99 for 2 months because this is, I believe, 12 episodes. You gotta no 3 months, 2 episodes. You gotta watch this thing. Yeah, that's what they were doing. Come to Disney Plus
Mhm.
and watch it because really, what is Disney Plus really good for? Now, for
Censorship.
me personally, besides the censorship thing, they're censoring their own crap. For me, I like. Granted, I'm getting them on physical media, so it's taking me a while to get them. I love watching the '90s style Disney cartoons. I like watching the old school Disney cartoons. Not too long ago, I was watching the live action version of 101 Dalmatians, the one with Glenn Close. That's so freaking 90s. It's amazing. Like the movies and things like that that I like to watch. And of course, the Imagineering story, because, I'm an Imagineering nerd. But their new stuff, uh-uh. I
Oh
am not interested in
no.
any of their new stuff. I'm usually watching the older the older stuff. The older stuff and Pixar pre John Lasseter departure. That's pretty much what I'm watching Disney Plus for. And plus, I get Disney Plus for like a penny. I know I can't get rid of that deal. I'm like a penny, and it's still more than I need to pay because I have Hulu and I've had Hulu for like 10 years. I'm not getting rid of Hulu anytime soon because I've used that service. I'm like, why? Zachariah 315 says, I only watched the first episode of Andor. It was so boring.
Oh,
Oh,
there's supposed rumors coming out that the Daredevil Born Again, Theo Chow,
hmm
he will either be recast as Iron Fist or maybe Blind Spot.
I'm not familiar with I remember seeing the covers for Iron Fist, but I didn't really get into.
Oh,
I didn't
shoot,
really
I'm
get
off
into Iron
topic. My bad.
Fist. That's okay. I didn't know who freaking Mr. Immortal was. I was like, who the hell is that? I guess that must be a character I missed in the Marvel universe. Nuance Observer says, but Lorena, there is usually a certain segment of the Latino community that tries to speak for all of us. We are all different and don't assume you can speak for us all. And this is the other thing that pissed me off about Andor. Now, supposedly with Andor, they are focused on parallels to a certain segment of the Latino population who has this migrant story.
But
Okay, who has this migrant story. This is what they're catering to. This is what they're trying to sell as if this is the total Latino experience. Here's my Latino experience, okay? My Latino ancestors were in this country for centuries, starting in 1565. Some of them were United States citizens ever since Louisiana became part of the United States and when Florida became part of the United States in 1821, right? Been here for centuries. They do not have a migrant background. They came over, yes, as conquistadors. I do not apologize for that. I will not ever apologize for that. They've come over as colonists, they've come over as settlers to Florida and to Louisiana. That is their experience. So, as far as they're concerned, been Americans for I don't know how long. And frankly, do not like the idea that somehow their experience is nullified by this new experience or this new experience. We won't say new experience here. The experience that they're focusing on and using in Andor is the same for all Latinos. It's not the same. And frankly, it's a slap in the face for you to assume that. And I admit that's another part of my personal bias why I do not like this show at all. Hey Teresa, how are you doing? How are you doing? Good seeing ya. And the 3 episode rule. Yeah, that's ridiculous. The 3 episode rule is to get you to excuse the fact that these people cannot do their job in that first episode like they're supposed to. Because case in point, Fat Steven, you watch a lot of anime. Not correct?
Oh my God, yes, and people are gonna judge me because I've been kind of going into the romance, comedy, harem stuff for a little while because I like the levity of it. So you can just maybe want that, and I'll switch in Dead Man Wonderland once in a while because I still love Dead Man Wonderland, even though. But yeah, I love anime. It's something that. Have you tried JoJo's yet? The game yet or no?
I have. I started. Zeppeli keeps kicking my ass, so I, I have to. I wasn't seriously trying to beat him. I was still playing with the controls, but yes, I have that. I have that. So I got that loaded to eventually start playing yet again because
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with
Anime's where it's at. Like anime and game culture. Like as much as people don't want to consider video games as pop culture, video games is a steeple of pop culture because that's where pop culture makes itself into a game, and it branches both ways.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because when you talk about anime, for example, I was watching one of my favorites that I hadn't watched in years, Samurai Champloo.
Shampoo, yeah, I love the soundtrack.
One episode,
Hmm.
one episode, boom, you already know what's going on. For me, if I decide to tap out of an anime, it's more because of my taste and it has nothing to do whatsoever with the story. The story is usually on point, top notch. It's kind of like, I don't think this is kind of for me, but I'll recommend it to somebody else. But it's never a quality issue. I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, you got to sit through 3 episodes of anime before give it a chance." Nah,
Yeah, I never
not
watch
gonna
anime ever.
happen. Yeah, very desperate dash attack. Dylan C says, Lorena, as a non-Star Wars fan, Star Wars normie, Andor looks like a vague and uninspired sci-fi show, similar to how Rings of Power struggles to look like a random Middle Earth show. I agree. If you watch Andor, first of all, I'm a fan of Ridley Scott's Blade Runner. Denis Villeneuve did a good job with his reboot of Blade Runner, but for me, Blade Runner is always going to be the Ridley Scott version. Blade Runner was very gritty, it was very dirty, it was very tactile, especially with how the scenes were shot. I didn't get this from Andor, and it seemed like it was trying to be Blade Runner, even down to the chick in the brothel talking to him. I almost thought that I was looking at like Matt Deckard instead of Cassian Andor. There you can get inspiration and have it be unique. You put your own twist on it so that it looks more like an homage. In this, it looked more like a ripoff, and I didn't like that. And I'm a normie when it comes to Lord of the Rings, so I get what you're talking about Rings of Power. I don't even know what that is. I stopped watching. I struggled through 4 episodes. I mean, I love the dwarves. The dwarves are my favorite part of the show. Disa's my favorite character, so things seem to come to life. But other than that, no,
They
I'm
can't even
not
keep they
interested.
can't even keep the ankles right in the show. First he looks like a dwarf, and then he's the same height as the elf. And then there's the dwarf again, and he's the same height as the elf. Like, no, they did not. I can't. I can't because everything is bad. It feels like, and it's not. Sorry.
Jonathan Joestar is underrated. Old man Jonathan Joestar, he is underrated. My favorite is always Old Man Joseph, but I get your I get your point. I get your point. He kind of is overlooked, poor guy. And yeah, One Piece, it'll take you a bunch of episodes, but the quality is still there.
I hate the
You
intro.
know? It's like the
I
quality
hate
is
the
still,
intro.
is still there about that,
The I didn't touch it for years because of the intro. The music it made me want to punch myself in the face. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Nuance observer, I do want to kind of address this a little bit because I see people talking about this, and there's some conflagration going on. Hopefully I use the right word. There's a difference between Disney corporate pushing an agenda and just your rank and file person working at Disney. Those are two separate things. So not that I tell people what to say, but I always tell people make that distinction between the corporate, because this is what's coming from the C-suite with this groomer activity that's going on. It's coming from them. It's not coming from the cast members at the park. It's not coming from, you're just animators sitting there at a desk trying to do their job, trying to figure out how the heck they can get out of this company. So I just like for people to make that distinction when they talk about it. Put the blame squarely on the people responsible pimping this mess.
Oh, don't say that. That's too much incel language. I can't handle this.
Oh, I remember Recess. And yes, Glenn Close. That was the only live action they needed to make. Was Glenn Close's Cruella de Vil. I mean, she was freaking awesome. And let's see, the Rogue Attraction says, I will admit I am curious about Stellan's character. I love Stellan Skarsgård's acting. The Hunt for Red October. I love this dude. But it's just like the acting, he makes everyone else's acting look second rate. And
yep.
To me, that tells me the caliber of the acting is not there. If this guy walks in and all of a sudden, boom, he's hitting his lines like crazy, you understand his motivation as soon as you meet him. There's no ambiguity.
There's some kind of breaking news right now from the gaming world. It seems
what else got leaked?
No, not leaked. It looks like the 17-year-old hacker who released the Grand Theft Auto 6 has been arrested. So all that the footage, then the alpha play that came out from 2021 that they were all freaking out of it. The 17-year-old has been arrested as the hacker. Damn. 17-year-old got into your game? You got problems, guys.
You got some serious freaking security problems. I mean, really. Mike Has Bad News says, I feel like I missed the migrant story parallel. Missed the migrant story parallel.
There was migrants?
Yeah.
What was that?
There's a part where in
they kidnapped
Andor,
the kid. They kidnapped the kid.
They did, but here's the thing. Going back, and here's this. It's obvious how they did this. Or are we losing people?
What's people are saying is YouTube's having an outage. It's probably all the bandwidth is going to the large gaming channels for whatever tournament or whatever's going on right now, I guess.
Oh, okay. Emmy is also down.
If you're getting a buffering, guys, your best bet what to do is just go down a tier in resolution.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, have you tried turning it off and on again?
It said it's a stream down for everyone else. Yeah, YouTube is on some nuts. YouTube is on some nonsense.
No, yeah, it looks like everyone's Midnight's Edge has 236, Reforge has 103, Film Threats 128. We have 2 watching. Are you kidding me?
Just a 3, yeah. YouTube,
and you are buffering. So this is a YouTube end, guys. So it looks like YouTube is having issues.
Wow.
So they can't even hear us right now, probably.
I'm not
6K
happy.
for Dr. Disrespect, 5K for Tim the Tapman, 4K for Pop Culture Mind. Yeah, it's across the board.
Wow.
Has YouTube said anything?
Checking
now.
I'm looking back here. Yes, everyone. Yes, everyone. Yes, everyone. That seems to be down. Dang it. Daggone you, YouTube.
If it doesn't work on your computer, try your phones, guys. See if it works there. It could be a platform issue as well. Check your tablet or your phone if you have one of those available. See if it's on both.
It could be. If it turns out to be a super huge problem, at least I can upload. The replay so you guys can kind of see what's going on. But going back to the migrant thing, because I'm going to hit this last before we move on to She-Hulk. There is a scene where you see the Canary, and they're gathered near the banks of this river. It is not lost on me that looks just like the Rio Grande River. And Soul Assassin probably seen this too, right? Where they show that where have you seen a lot of these like criticisms of mistreatment of migrants, it's all down by the Rio Grande that separates Texas from Mexico. That's the same kind of visual that they dropped in Andor, and it was not lost on me.
It's every platform. It's on right now on my phone. We're getting buffering. It's every platform. So whatever is going on with YouTube, they're either doing background maintenance that is messed up with every live stream, or they're changing the algorithm and it is now hit everybody.
Film threat is down to, I checked, hey, Kitty Bear, Stephen Paul. I checked 3 random live streams of channels I never watched before, and they are down to.
Give me
Crap.
1 second. Let me check. Let me see if.
You
Nope. The big game streamers are down too. YouTube is down. So whatever YouTube is doing right now, they have just cost a lot of verified channels a lot of money today.
Ooh, y'all done
A
messed
lot of money
up.
just going down the drain.
Y'all done messed up.
Well, no, that's not too bad. It's not like what's going on with Twitch. That's a different story. I don't know if you've heard what's going on at Twitch.
No, let's
Well,
talk.
you've heard of like
Going on with Twitch?
Pokimane, XQC, and all that stuff, and all that stuff. You remember the hashtag that came out a couple of days ago about Twitch banned gambling?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a front because they're trying to cover up a sexual assault.
Well.
Yeah, sorry dropping that bomb on you. We're not trying. You can bleep me out afterwards. But Keemstar did a great live spaces yesterday that actually brought to the front, and it shows that, yeah, YouTube is doing much better.
Hey, Tweaky Kid, Reina down too. Mama Susan is on the rampage.
Sorry about that.
Somebody let something out that they shouldn't have in the code, and now it's just gonna
it's everywhere. Tim is down. Dr. Disrespect is Tim is running. So Tim is running.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Disrespect. They still can't get his stream up. Dr. Lupo. These are the guys that came from Twitch. The big. So Lupo's running fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then he stalled. No, this is everywhere. This is a huge platform issue.
Wow. Well, let's see. Kitty Bear Stephen Paul says even a World of Warcraft stream is down from someone with only 2 viewers. It's YouTube. Yeah. Well, I guess YouTube is kind of doing this right now to everybody trying to stream. But something I wanted to bring up, and this is probably a good one to wrap the stream up on. This person who I guess they're a fan account, but somehow they managed to get the handle of She-Hulk, basically telling you guys,
she's so chunky?
If you don't like my stuff, don't buy my book. So basically, look, guys, it's quite simple. As some of you, it appears, don't watch it. And I said, since I'm a chick, I don't have to watch, but I will, and will continue to clown this trash show. This show is trash. It's so trash that literally every time that I watch this show, I kind of feel like this. Oh no, it's happening. That's what I feel like whenever I have to review this freaking show.
Look at how chunky she is in that pink dress, though. Like, you notice how she kind of looks like the dress isn't made for her. Look at that. Look. She has Shrek arms all of a sudden. Like, it switches to Shrek arms.
And here's the thing. Granted, I did not collect the She-Hulk comic. No. I knew what she looked like. She was muscular, but she was feminine at the same time. Forget the dress, because the dress is like an ugly bridesmaid's dress, and that's the joke, that usually all the bridesmaids' dresses are ugly anyway, and they're never flattering whatsoever. But just the way her body is, it's horrible. Mm-hmm. It's horrible, and tells me yet again, and this is very obvious, they do not like very feminine women. They don't want women to look feminine. They don't like feminine women, period. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous. So, plus on top of that, you do know that the big bad is now 4chan and Reddit put together, right?
Yeah, and Kiwi Farms and all that stuff. And
yeah, like that's their big bad now. And of course, you're all strong toxic man babies. Hateful man babies.
That's just it. You have a strong, sexually attractive green superhero, and you messed it up.
On purpose.
John Byrne, man. I would. Oh, I feel.
Film thread is back. Oh, okay. Okay. So we're going to come back. You screwed it up. You screwed it up. Because we can't have feminine looking women, right?
Yep. Tim the Tatman just ended.
You can't have feminine looking women. Hey, Danny, Comics Chats is just coming on. What did you think about this show? You mean Andor, right? Let me flip back to you mean Andor, right? It's not for me. It's not for me. It started out way too slow, Danny. It's just like they had one job. If you can't hook me in one episode, it's like it's pointless. I mean, it's pointless. It is obvious that they have put more care into writing Andor and producing Andor than Kenobi or Book of Boba Fett. But it's obvious they care more about their own characters than they do, the Lucas era characters. So for me, I'm kind of just done. I'm not wasting my time on three episodes. As much as I love Stellan Skarsgård, he didn't show up until episode 3, and he's basically stealing the show. But I'm no longer interested. Also, another thing that I wanted to see that I did not see was Mon Mothma. I was actually interested in her story, and nothing from her. So I'm not interested in watching Andor at all. For those of you who love watching the show, you know what? You keep loving and watching this show. You keep watching the show, and I hope and pray that this show lives up to your expectations, because you deserve nothing less than an excellent show. So I hope that they deliver. For me personally, it's not my cup of tea, and I'm out. They failed Lorena's primary rule. You need to hook me in one episode, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. So
every stream has ended. Oh my god.
Everyone.
Dr. Disrespect goes for hours, gone. Tim the Tatman goes for hours, gone. Midnight's Edge is done. Film Thread's still going. Lupo is in the constant buffering loop. Every live stream of prominent checkmark channels or popular channels on YouTube have ended their stream that usually goes live right now. So this is a YouTube across the board. Whatever's going on, it's either a server issue, an algorithm issue, or that someone has touched something with maintenance when they shouldn't have.
That's what I'm thinking. Somebody touched something that they shouldn't have, because
sorry about that.
First of all, you're not usually running any updates around this time of the day. This is heavy load. There's no freaking way that's supposed to be going. Yeah, all the usual people streaming, not going on.
But while you guys are still here, don't forget to subscribe to Fat Steven's Just a Fat Gamer channel, where I do nothing more than yell at 12-year-olds. We're doing I'll be doing a giveaway though from my actual collection of collectibles too soon. So that's good.
Nice.
Man. Yeah, I think it's gonna be He-Man oriented. I don't know.
Ooh, that sounds even cooler.
I don't know. But yeah, Andor. If you like it, you like it. But I can't. I try to give things the benefit of the doubt. I shouldn't be told to wait.
Yeah.
You're forcing me to suffer for a promise of some type of excitement that will last 5 minutes. It doesn't work like that anymore. No. Imperfects, I'm watching a guy turn into a chupacabra and rip a guy's throat out within the first episode. I'm sold.
Imperfect. I haven't watched that. I got sidetracked by the Jeffrey Dahmer.
It popped up on my feed when you talked about that. It was like the first thing on my Netflix thing today, because I got Netflix just for a month for Cobra Kai, right? And I'm not renewing. It's like, okay, I'll go into that.
Yeah, so it's actually really good. I'm a true crime junkie, and this case was freaking infamous. So watching it, the series, it's really good. It's uncomfortable in places to watch. It really is. But then again, this guy was no Boy Scout, so the way that they did the drama with it is really good. So I'm catching up, watching Dahmer right now, and of course I'm still binging House of the Dragon. I'm still freaking loving that. It it is killing it. That's one series where it actually feels good to talk again about something that I like and something that I look forward to seeing every flipping week. It feels good to do it, and I freaking like it. I freaking like it. So, folks, we are going to wrap up this wrap up the stream. YouTube's probably wrapping up as for us. But please subscribe to Fat Stephen, Just a Fat Gamer. Please do subscribe to myself, and we will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.